I go on and start waffling about prop firms, I just wanted to let you know that in no way am I a qualified financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Why you'd find it entertaining, I don't really know. And if I was to offer you any advice when it comes to trading, I'd probably tell you not to do it. Got to do a bit of pacing because my blood sugar's a bit high. So the best thing that I can do is pace around the house for 10 minutes and drink a pint of water to bring my blood sugar down. I'm diabetic, so yeah, I sometimes eat the wrong things. I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm trying to do what's best for me, but sometimes I forget, or I just don't know. And it's very annoying because I want to talk about prop firms and why anyone that's considering trading should look towards prop firms rather than their own accounts. Okay, so it's a bit better now. Got some water, had some water, and I'm starting to feel better. So now I can talk about prop firms. Before I talk about prop firms, I want to remind you about why you shouldn't trade your own accounts. Definitely if you're trying to earn a living from trading your own accounts, unless you've got 100,000, don't even bother. Prop firms is the way to go. You can get a 50k account for between 200 and 800, I want to say. That's straight to funded, no trials, silly trials, because most prop firms offer these silly trials to trip you up and earn a little bit more money for the company. You can't blame them for that. They're a business to try and make money. Why wouldn't they do that? Right, why prop firms and not trading your own cash? Because when you're trading your own cash, if you've got 10 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand, you're risking your own 10 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand. Whereas with a prop firm, you can get funded for 2, 3, 4, 500 pounds. And that's all your risk. So you can trade with 50,000. But that don't mean you can go crazy. You still should trade properly. But it's different to trading your own money. There's more opportunity. You can be more aggressive because ultimately you're risking 200. So the way I do it, I start off very aggressive. I'll risk, say, 5% of my available drawdown, which is normally about 3,000 per account. And then once I get a payout, I'll then invest it in more accounts. And then reduce my risk. So for instance, if I've got one account, it's effectively a $3,000 account, okay? Even though it says 50k, really you only got $3,000. So I'd risk 5% of that until I'm up, say, $1,000. Then I'll withdraw the $1,000 and I'll just buy more accounts. That way my risk is next to nothing. I'll buy more accounts and I can take the risk 5% again, or I can lower my risk because I've got more accounts, and therefore I can afford to earn the same amount of money with less risk and less risk of blowing the account. I think that might sound a bit complicated. I'm hoping it doesn't. The bottom line is, if you trade with a prop firm, your risk is minimal, and you can still trade with large amounts very quickly. And that's it. That's why you should trade with prop firms. It's the quickest way to a living wage from trading. It's the only way, unless you've got 100 grand. If you haven't got 100 grand and you want a living wage from trading, you have to find a firm that'll take you on. I need some sort of certified accounts, at least on paper. So it's going to be a couple of years, or you go down a prop firm route. You shouldn't risk your own account, your own money, unless you've got like 100 grand stashed away that you can afford to lose. Who's got that? Not many of us, certainly not me. I'm expecting a payout pretty soon. As I've mentioned in a previous video, I've started again from scratch because of my life circumstances. But yeah, I'm expecting, in fact, I'm already ready for a payout, and then I'm risk-free. I'll buy 2 or 3 more accounts and I'll have a couple of 100,000 that I can trade with. I can't explain how to trade with prop in this video. It would take too long and I'd have to give it a lot of thought. I will do in a later video, but please, just prop's the only way that you can do it. It's the only way you can trade and make money, like a decent amount of money. You're not going to be able to do it unless you're in a position, a good position financially. So if you're young and you're just starting out, please listen to me. Don't believe the hype. You cannot do it. You cannot make a living wage unless you've got $80,000 or $100,000 spare that you can afford to lose. So don't waste your time. You're going to waste years and years of your life. It's just not worth it. Prop firms are the only way to go. You still got to teach yourself to trade. You still got to be able to trade, but it's a lot easier. And perhaps in a later video, I'll go into the technical aspects of that. So I hope this hits the right people. You find it useful. Please listen to me, because I know what I'm talking about. I've been trading for a long time. Don't believe the hype that you see on YouTube, because it's not true. None of it is true. And give it some real thought before you make silly mistakes. Two things. First of all, I want to apologise for the noise in the video I just made. It's coming from this thing here. And my editing skills are very limited, so there's not much I can do about it. So I've moved into the next room, so hopefully it's a bit quieter now. I'll get better at this. I'm sure I'll get better at this as I go along. The last thing I wanted to mention to you was that if you want to learn the foundations of trading, proper trading, the way you should be trading, I've got my course on this channel. So it takes about 30 minutes to work through the modules. There's 7 modules. It's mostly about psychology. You won't see the usual stuff, the technical stuff that you see on YouTube. It's about psychology and how trading affects your mind. There is, however, a basic strategy that I use all the time, make most of my money from, that if you use properly and stick to it, you will make money from trading. Okay, so check that out. It's free. It'll take you 30 minutes to work through, and it's much, much better than almost everything that you see about trading.